This event signifies the beginning of regular air service between Europe and North America. It was a crucial step in the development of international air travel, enabling faster and more efficient movement of people and goods across the Atlantic Ocean. At the time, it was considered a technological marvel and significantly contributed to globalization and the connection of world cultures. Bastille Day, known in France as La Fête Nationale, is celebrated on July 14th. And commemorates the storming of the Bastille in 1789, a key moment of the French Revolution. This day symbolizes the fall of the monarchy and the rise of the Republic. The submarine Squalus, part of the U.S. Navy, sank in May 1939 during a test dive off the coast of New Hampshire. The accident led to the deaths of 26 out of 59 crew members. The rescue and recovery operations were considered very advanced at the time and contributed to the development of safety and rescue technologies in submarine exploration and naval operations. This event drew attention to the risks associated with submarine fleets and led to greater emphasis on safety measures. In 1939, China experienced some of the worst floods in its history, which had catastrophic impacts on a huge part of the country. These floods were caused by the overloading of the Yangtze River and other smaller rivers, leading to extensive flooding of vast areas. These floods resulted in thousands of deaths, lost homes, and destroyed crops. On October 30th, 1939, Pilot Officer P.W.O. Mold of No. 1 Squadron, RAF, flying a Hurricane, shot down a German Dornier De-17 bomber. This event marked the first air victory for the RAF in the war and demonstrated the effectiveness of the Hurricane in combat. The early phase of World War II, from September 1939 to May 1940, marked by a lack of major military operations in Europe. In 1939, Chicago experienced one of the largest fire-related disasters when a dust explosion caused a massive fire that destroyed 5 huge grain silos with an estimated damage of $4 million. 8 people were missing and believed dead, and another 23 were injured, including 18 firefighters. American naval forces demonstrate maritime prowess and presence, navigating around Cape Horn, one of the world's most significant and challenging maritime routes on the eve of World War II. Intense bombardment and devastation of Dunkirk during the evacuation of Allied forces known as Operation Dynamo, highlighting the urgency and desperation of the situation faced by the Allied troops. A heroic and strategic effort by the Allies leading to the successful evacuation of over 330,000 troops from the besieged Dunkirk, marking a pivotal moment of bravery and determination during World War II. Paris experiences aerial bombardment, a harrowing moment reflecting the escalating conflict and the widening reach of the war, impacting civilian areas and historic landmarks. As German forces advance, the French military undertakes a strategic but forced retreat southward, signaling a crucial turn in the nation's defense strategy amidst the intensifying war. Faced with the advancing threats and battles, countless civilians left defenseless embark on a desperate journey to safety, highlighting the tragic human cost of the escalating conflict. Marking a significant phase in World War II, German military forces advance rapidly across European territories, showcasing their military might and strategic acumen, reshaping the European geopolitical landscape. In response to the German offensive, France launches counterattacks, attempting to repel the invading forces. This reflects the resilience and determination of the French military during a critical phase of World War II. The Maginot Line, France's extensive defensive fortification system along its border with Germany, is ultimately abandoned as the German forces circumvent the line, rendering it ineffective. Marshal Philippe Pétain, leading France, accepts peace terms with Germany. This marks a pivotal moment in French history as it leads to an armistice and the establishment of the Vichy regime. Amid the turmoil of war, Paris secures its valuable historical and cultural treasures, but the city faces an uncertain future due to the escalating conflict and the looming threat of occupation, casting a shadow over its rich heritage. Europe experiences widespread aerial bombardments as the war intensifies. The sudden invasion of Denmark by German forces represents a rapid expansion of the war in Europe. This invasion demonstrates Germany's aggressive military strategy and the vulnerability of smaller European nations during the early stages of World War II. The German Navy makes a bold and strategic move by sending its fleet to Norway, marking a significant naval operation in the early stages of World War II. The capture of Oslo by German forces highlights the rapid expansion of Germany's military campaign in Northern Europe. A pivotal naval victory for Britain at Narvik demonstrates the strength and resilience of the British Navy. This victory is crucial in countering the German offensive in Scandinavia and maintaining control over important maritime routes in the North Atlantic. In a brutal display of military aggression, Nazi forces carry out bombing raids on defenseless towns, illustrating the harsh realities of war and the severe impact on civilian populations. In a desperate and strategic move to slow down the German invasion, the Dutch opened their dikes, intentionally flooding parts of the country. The invasion of Belgium by Nazi Germany marks another escalation in the war as Germany expands its military campaign into Western Europe. This invasion breaches Belgium's neutrality and further intensifies the conflict in the region. Launch a counteroffensive, a significant military action to push back against the advances of the Axis powers. This effort showcases the determination and cooperation among the Allied nations in their struggle against the aggressive expansion of Germany and its allies. This highlights the tragic human cost of the war, focusing on the immense suffering endured by civilians and soldiers alike. A rare and dramatic instance where naval battles and operations are recorded live, capturing the intensity and peril of naval warfare. These recordings provide a unique and vivid perspective on the challenges and heroism in maritime conflicts during World War II. The British government issued a stern ultimatum to the navies of occupied European nations. Join the Allied forces, relocate your ships to the safety of the West Indies, or face the destruction of your vessels. This decisive move reflects Britain's strategic efforts to either bolster its naval strength by absorbing foreign fleets, or prevent these ships from falling into enemy hands. a critical aspect of naval warfare during World War II. The 6 million Tacoma steel span, over a year under construction, the greatest camera scoop of all time. The collapse of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, often referred to as Galloping Gertie, occurred on November 7, 1940. This event is significant in engineering history due to the dramatic nature of the collapse and its impact on bridge design and engineering. The bridge, known for its visible oscillations and movements, ultimately failed in 40-mile-per-hour winds. The footage of its collapse became a classic example of resonance failure and is still studied in engineering courses worldwide. When the Tacoma Narrows Bridge began to sway dangerously, Leonard Coatsworth was forced to abandon his car and escape on foot. Realizing Tubby was still inside, a fellow reporter and a student attempted to rescue the dog. However, Tubby, frightened and confused by the violent movements of the bridge and the loud noises, bit one of the rescuers. Unable to safely retrieve Tubby without risking their own lives further, they had to make the heart-wrenching decision to leave the dog behind. Sadly, Tubby remained in the car as the bridge ultimately collapsed, making him the only casualty of this dramatic event. This attempt at rescue, though unsuccessful, highlighted the bravery and compassion of those who risked their lives in an effort to save another's pet amidst a terrifying situation.
If you've enjoyed this journey through time and wish to stay informed about our new nostalgic content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell. If this nostalgia train has truly touched your heart, show us some love by giving us a like and sharing this video with your friends. Thanks for tuning in, and we can't wait to see you on our next time-traveling adventure.